live stream?
Yeah. No, I have to film this for my Finnish friend who wants to see it. So I got three different camera angles that I'm going to splice together in post. You know. I just like saying that. Yo, we'll handle in post. You know, like that'll be good.
Splice.
All right. Wait. Do I need to wait for you, Bree? Okay. Here comes Bree.
Are you mic'd up?
Yeah, we're mic'd up. So we got everything. All right, that camera's recording. That's recording. We're recording over here. Okay, guys.
Okay.
So my conspiracy, Clark's conspiracy presentation. Finland. Real country or figment of imagination? Okay, I know you can read. Basically, we all know that Finland is a Scandinavian country, and we were led to believe that it's produced Nokia phones, stuff like that, saunas. But this is all basically part of the conspiracy. All right. So we're gonna. Oh shit. Our agenda today is talking about Finland as we know it. Right. What we have been fed, basically the misinformation on Finland. Then we're going to talk about the evidence actually that we do have of its existence. And then we'll go into the conspiracy. And finally, the most important question, though, who is behind the Finland conspiracy theory? Okay? Thank you for ruining my shot, Nick. All right?
You're welcome.
Okay, so Finland, a nation of weirdos. Now, to understand Finland, we have to obviously check out the demographic, the people, right? So Finnish people, okay? What do we know about them? Now, I did look this up, although I do have first-hand account because I do know a Finnish person, all right? Now, what we do know is that they are very egalitarian. So right off the bat, immediately fucked, right? Like, fucking egalitarian, what are we, living in a utopia? Like, and she told me that even... Like on dates in Finland, the girl is expected to pay for half.
Fuck that.
Or exactly, right? Like that's not real. That's not real. Also, they're surprisingly honest, which like is cited for their low levels of corruption in government. Okay. Now we know that this is not true. Okay. That like people and especially governments being honest, like give me a break. That's fucked. Now, they do have a concept which is called sisu, all right? And I bring this up, the sisu concept, it's not like translatable into any English word. Any English word. You know why? Because it's fucking made up, all right? It doesn't fucking exist. But they want you to believe that it's some kind of tenacity, some kind of grit, all right? And I actually have a quote from my friend when I asked her about it, who said... that it is like when you have to go to the hospital, you're mortally wounded, and you have this time to go to the hospital, but yet you still cover up a crime. Kind of like the crime that she's covering up about Finland fucking existing, all right? So, now also there's like the Finnish etiquette. Now I have like notes on this because it's hard to remember all their fucking little weird etiquette bullshit that they got going on. But like they're very shy, you know? Which I can see in her made-up persona that she puts on, and they stress like no physical contact. They don't want to be touched. You know what kind of fucking love language is that, right? Like no, everybody knows everybody's prime love language is physical touch. Obviously, right? Hunter, what's your prime love language?
Receiving gifts.
Say physical touch.
Receiving gifts.
Somebody who's not materialistic. Yeah. Physical touch. Thank you. All right. I was convinced every dude's like love language is physical touch. Like touch my dick, right? Like, come on. All right. Shit. I called out the wrong person.
Etiquette.
All right. Etiquette. Like they're shy. They're punctual, showing up on time. You know, this obviously is not a culture for Juanita to exist in. Who's like consistently 3 hours late. I'm surprised you're here now. But so yeah, their etiquette. Very weird, right? And shy, like, all this is like, what is it coming together as? Fucking weird, right? Like, no people should be like this, right? And look at this shit, like, Finland, fucking weird people. Fucking weirdos. This is a weirdo, okay? I know this person, she's Finnish. And she's gonna hate me for putting her up, but weirdo, okay? Weird shit, alright? All right, now we're moving on to Finland, the country. Okay, so what do we know about its history, purportedly? So, founding. Finland was founded when it declared its independence from the Russian Empire on December 6, 1917. Now, Clay, please give me what significant world event happened in 1917? World event.
The Russian Civil War.
The Russian Civil War, or like it coincided with the end of
Revolution
and the end of World War I.
Yes.
Right?
They left
Now-
early because they couldn't
Yeah.
finish out.
So this declaration followed centuries, like before this declaration, there was Swedish rule, and then Russian rule as an autonomous Grand Duchy. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I'm assuming it's the shortened
Duchy.
version of douche, right? Duchy, right?
You got it.
So while the declaration was made in 1917, though, full international recognition was not fully established until 1920. Why? Because obviously nobody fucking has been there. It doesn't exist. All right? That's why it took so long. All right? Now, current day Finland, what do we know about it? Okay? Finland today is a safe, stable, Nordic welfare state. Don't tell Trump. Known for its high quality of life, strong public services, and natural beauty. Though it faces challenges like an aging population, probably because we haven't met any Finnish people, right? How many of you know a fucking Finn? I don't.
Valtteri Bottas.
Don't. Not right now. Not right now, Nick. Not right now. All right. So the country is supposedly a parliamentary democracy, and like the EU has also conspired with this conspiracy to for which I will get to later as the conspiracy. And then it also balances a free market economy with strong social safety net, and is committed to environmental goals, like becoming carbon neutral by 2035, which we all know is fucking impossible.
But easy to do when you don't exist.
Exactly. So its foreign policy stance has historically been neutral. Why? Because it can't participate in anything because it doesn't exist. So obviously it's fucking neutral. Alright? Now, we get to the evidence that it does exist, okay? And the evidence that it does exist is fucking none. Alright? Alright? I have obviously Google searched so much shit that's like Finland, but have I ever been there? Has anybody here been to Finland?
No.
No, I don't know anybody that's been to Finland. In fact, the fucking Finnish girl that I know, in all her travels, in all her times, she's told me stories of where she's been. Never once has she told me a story of when she was in Finland. She's lives in Mexico. She works in France. She's coming to Florida, which I'm very intrigued to see what happens then. But no, never has she fucking told me once about Finland. Okay? And I don't know if that's because they're shy or private, but this is where they say it is. They even made up flags for it, but no hard evidence ever has been found that Finland exists. Okay? Moving on. So the conspiracy, we're finally getting to the conspiracy. Why make up a fake country? Why?
Yeah.
What does anybody have to gain from that? Well, now Japan and Russia, at the end of World War I, they agree, or that says World War II. Fuck, dude, that's a typo. It's World War I. They were like, we're going to provide Japan with exclusive, unregulated fishing rights in that part of the Baltic Sea. So we all know that Japan's big into whaling, right? They need that whale fat or blubber, whatever the fuck they're harvesting. I don't know, Japan culture is beyond me with what they need, okay? So they're like, we need to secure this body of water. There's no land there, okay? So we can just fucking murder whales, okay? And the Finnish people, really, what they're made up of is a Swedish culture. They've taken parts of Swedish culture and applied it to these fake people that are the Finns. And all the information about Finland, the geography, culture, Nokia, saunas, is fabricated to maintain this charade of an actual country that has industry, right? Which they don't. Now, Nokia phones are part of the cover-up, as the companies involved supposedly provided the world with one of the best technologies using the phishing money. The only thing that suggests Nokia phones were the best in the world for being phones with the way that you could use them as a murder weapon, because they were so fucking rigid and tough. You could just boink some guy on the head with them and they're dead, okay? That's the only good thing about a Nokia phone. And their battery life, right? They were just fucking unstoppable. All right. Now, the facts. Here's where I break it down for you in plain and simple English, all right? First off, I have never been to Finland, right? I have traveled to over like 80 countries in the world. I have extensively gone across Europe by train. Never have I been to Finland because it doesn't exist. I have never met a Finnish person face to face, okay? I have met, like, online a person that is promoting the charade of Finland. Now, while knowing my Finnish friend for a short time, like I've said, in no story of travels has she told me she has ever been to Finland. Now, the Finnish accent is definitely fucking weird and made up. Honestly, I should have recorded her because this fucking accent is like, you can't possibly evolve into a dialect like this, It's made up. Because they put so many whimsical, like, woo, 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 woo. It's like, what? This is like a fucking Narnia language, So the accent, weird, definitely made up. Now, accounts of this beautiful landscape and nature also made up because it's fucking uninhabitable, okay? Like, you think this, like, they're saying, like, oh, it's so fucking beautiful, No, this place is, like, almost in the Arctic Circle. It's goddamn an ice-ridden wasteland, all right? So the area is uninhabitable. Now, so they say this was a Russian duchy, right? But the language or alphabet has no Russian influence on it whatsoever. Now think about this, and really get this through your head, okay? Russia, this imperialistic country who is like, trying to get up as much territory as possible. It just gives up Finland to autonomy?
No way.
No way, right? Why would you give up valuable land, all right? And on top of that, during World War I, Russia did not conscript any men from Finland during the war. Why? Because Finnish men don't fucking exist, all right? Basically, that's damning facts right there. Just nailing the nails in the coffin. Question, preguntas. What can I do for you?
What leads you to believe that is what the Finnish flag will look like in the future?
Yes. Now, exactly. This is not what I believe the Finnish flag will look like, but this is like literally hidden information, secret information that I stumbled across on a Google search that clearly shows what they are planning for the future to propagate this conspiracy, right? So we have, like, the Duchy's flag of Russia going on through 1970 and 1918.
Duchy.
Now look at Duchy's, excuse me, thank you for correcting me. It goes on to 1919 and 1920, and then it overlaps, and then it goes to 1920 to 2034. How do we know in 2034 it's going to look like this if they're not planning the conspiracy? And then it's going to look like this in 2034 to 2068, and then when Project Blue Light comes and takes us over, they're going to switch it to this.
Wow.
Yes.
They're part of it.
Are you listening, Inari? Because your nation is fucking made up, all right?
Where did you find those flags?
Oh, this is information that is on Google that is like, planning the conspiracy in the future, okay?
That's trusted
Now, the question still remains, after all of this, right? After all of this, there's no doubt in our minds that Finland is not a fucking country, right? And but I do have a personal connection that claims they are Finnish. So the question remains, who the fuck is Inari, okay? Who is this character, all right? And why would she lie about their heritage, okay? What does she have to gain? And this is actually the opportunity for you all to chime in, because I can only speculate as to why she would commit to this charade, this farce, all right? My best theory is that she's in fact Mexican, but one of those white Mexicans that, is very white presenting, because she does live in Mexico, she does speak Spanish very well, and yet she is claiming to be Finnish, right? What is she gaining from this? Well, obviously, she's working with Japan. She's like tapping into this whale blubber money. They are feeding it into her, and she's basically like an influencer. She's talking about being a streamer. Why does she want to be a streamer? So people believe Finland exists when it doesn't, That's my best guess. And honestly, it's not a strong guess, right? The truth could be way more sinister, and knowing her, it is. Okay? So please, I invite you, if you have any ideas to help me understand, you know, who lies beyond the mask, right? Who is Inari? Who are you? What do you have to gain? Why are you using me, right? What do you have to gain from your relationship with me? I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe.
But all I do know is Finland does not exist.
Maybe
Thank
just
you.
good vibes.
Wow.
All right.
I can't believe it.
Question.
Yeah,
Preguntas. All right, what do we have?
Okay, so if I were to book a flight to Finland,
Okay, so this is what happens.
What
Yeah.
yes, what
Okay.
happens? Yeah.
So this is
going
actually
to,
what
like,
I
the
think
Bermuda
happens a lot
Triangle or
whenever we
something?
get on a flight. But it's basically like a loading screen when we're on the plane, right?
Yeah.
So we get on the plane and they don't take us to like the destination that they say they are,
They put us to
but they put us to sleep and then they
Inception.
program into our brains the it's like the GTA loading screen where you're going to a new area and they gotta load the information of that area. So if you were to go to Finland, they would just like basically either, if it's like not a matrix, they would send you maybe to Iceland and like a remote part that they like label as Finland, or like if we're in the Matrix, they would just be like, hey, this is, but then that's a whole nother can of beans if we're in the Matrix, I'm not gonna go touch that. But basically they, there's another, so fa, the end, hold on, damn it, does not exist. Play on words, right? So yeah, basically you get on the plane and during the time that you're on the plane, it's basically a loading screen for when they create Finland for you.
And they upload
Is
like
it like
pictures to
Minecraft?
your phone.
Yeah.
It's Finland.
So
Yeah,
they-
to your conscience or whatever they're using, or
Yeah.
just like they send you to a Disneyland that is Finland.
'Cause I had a friend that
Wow.
went and she
Epcot.
posted pictures.
Yeah,
So
and
they
they're all
uploaded
fake.
the
They're not
pictures
Finland.
to-
She did not go to that area.
But
She
she
went to
believes she did.
somewhere like it, but that has landmass. But Finland does not have landmass.
Got it.
Yeah, it seems like the core why here
Yes.
is the Russians and the Japanese working together
Exactly.
in order to whale this area, right?
Which is a huge
So-
humanitarian conundrum because nobody wants to kill the whales.
So what changed in their relationship?
Sounds like they do.
Because in the early 1900s, the Russians and Japanese fought in a war, and the Japanese won. So
Uh-huh.
what changed in their relationship between the early 1900s and 1917 that would then have them work together?
China, I think like Japan invaded Manchuria, and there was a whole trade war in China. Russia and Japan did not ever want to engage in this trade war and mutual conflict, but both were interested in China, okay, and getting a stakehold in that claim. So that's when you have like Roosevelt and his open door policy where he came in and was like, hey, there's like this big trade war that's happening in China. We can't have it. We got to be equal in trade rights. And so if Roosevelt hadn't stepped in and kicked open the door, basically, settling the dispute, they would have possibly gone to even further conflict. But because of that, they were able to subside, settle their differences, and continue to propagate this like very, very harsh and real conspiracy.
Are you familiar with sea shepherds?
The whaling, anti-whaling, yeah.
Did they work in the Finland area at all?
So they want you to believe that they're doing something actually, when we all know that they're doing jack shit, right? They did it to basically self-promote themselves and their good deeds on Animal Planet or whatever the fuck they put their show on. Is that what they were talking about?
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
So obviously, if nobody's doing anything about it, somebody's going to step up and say like, hey, we need to stop these assholes from, whaling. And then that's going to be a whole problem. So they were like, let's nip the problem in the bud. Let's put this show on air that says like, hey, somebody is doing something about it. And in fact, let's let the fucking dumbasses donate to this cause, right? And then we'll just soak up the fucking extra
And it
makes
makes just everybody feel better
and
that
it makes
somebody's
somebody's
actually doing something about
actually doing something.
it. Now I don't have to do anything about it.
Yep, exactly. So
They're probably part of the fucking
that feeds into the conspiracy too.
conspiracy.
That feeds into
I
the
bet they work
conspiracy
for
too.
Japan.
Yeah.
They work for Japan, exactly.
Or China.
So how did you meet
Whale
this
is
Finnish
good.
friend?
So I haven't met her. I met her online playing Call of Duty Mobile. All right. Now she's a sniper main. She's a sniper main, and while she claims to be this girl, I secretly believe she's really a 43-year-old man behind the keyboard, right? You know, because like she's really good with the sniper.
And women aren't very.
I didn't want to say it. Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. Your words, not mine. So, you know, we'll see what. And then she's supposedly coming to Florida this December. And I don't know, maybe she's gonna mysteriously not be able to come sometime, you know, because she knows I'm in Florida, right? What's stopping me from driving down there and calling her out with all this bullshit?
Yeah.
Maybe you can
She's-
go to Mexico. Prove she's real.
I don't know how to really. It says she doesn't live in a. See, that's another thing. She says she lives in Leon, Mexico, which is cartel owned and operated. Nobody can go there.
So she really is.
Is she in the cartel?
Yeah, that's another question.
Maybe it's the cartel links are there, so the cartel probably is skimming a little off the top. You know,
Spooky.
very spooky. Anyways,
So are the Finnish people, are they all AI?
There's no such thing.
they
Well,
could
the
be.
people who say they are.
I mean,
people who say they are.
the facsimiles that we interact with that claim they're Finnish could potentially be AI,
Or are
right?
they paid for by a type of
Well, if they're AI, they're just
Japanese.
generated, right? Yeah, and then you know, Japanese dudes, they're online too much. They're probably fapping away, like, you know, pretending to be Finnish, you know, like, same time, probably hand in hand. One hand, dick in hand, other hand, I'm Finnish, right?
Yeah.
You know? Who knows? Who knows? But it's really a conundrum, but I hope I proved my point. Thank you. Thank you. All right.
Wow. That was